Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to do something a little different today. And I know I've said that like 2 or 3 times already, and it's probably going to get old. But I'm sorry, I haven't come up with the system yet how to do this. And quite frankly, I don't care. I just want to get stuff out there and screw structure. Let's go. Alright, welcome to Sober Safe Gaming. I'm Kill C-Man, and I am tired. I worked 7 doubles in a row. A double's about 10 hours. 10 times 7 is 70.
Yay, math!
Which is about 10 or so more hours than the average work week, and I am beat. Again, some of you may work more and be less tired, or work less and be more tired. We're each our own person. We have our own limits and abilities and stuff, and that's what makes being alive so great. I'm tired. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I want to talk about if I was still out there.
Being out there means you're in the height of your addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol, video games or people, and you're not taking life seriously or doing what you have to do.
I would not have worked that much. I would have called out. I would have had someone cover my shift. I most certainly would have been late because I was in a League of Legends match that I shouldn't have gotten into, and I know I would have been itching to get out to get a drink. But because I'm in recovery...
Recovery is when you're out of your addiction and you're not doing what you're addicted to anymore.
I did it. I worked all those hours. I made good money. I even got praised by some of the customers and my higher ups, and it feels so good to be appreciated in what you're doing, you know? And that's another thing about recovery. You're not thinking about what was, you're not thinking about what will be. You're taking on the now. Some typical carpe diem stuff. You know, I took the job seriously, and here I am with 3 days off. And in these 3 days off, I've hung out with some friends. I transferred some money to my dad so I can get a car. I did some stuff around the house. I went shopping. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series. Some socks.
Admiral Akbar.
Shoes. A candle.
And some more shoes.
And I paid off my credit card. For those of you who don't understand how that works, is some company trusts you with their money and that you'll pay back what you've used with some interest eventually. Interest is just percentages and extra money that you give them. That's how they make money. Anyway, so you sign up for a card and they trust you with $1,000 a month. That doesn't mean you're going to spend $1,000 a month. That's just what they think you're worth. So it's the beginning of the month, you haven't worked, you signed up for this card, and you really want a PlayStation 4. Let's say they're like $300. I know they're more, $350 or whatever with a bundle, but you buy a PlayStation 4, you are now only worth $700. But before you even think about what you're worth, you got to give them that $300 back. By the end of the month, they're going to ask for a minimum payment, and the minimum payment is usually a percentage of what you've already borrowed. So let's say 10%. So 10% of 300 is 30. You have to give to them at least $30 by the end of this month. So you work or do whatever it is you got to do, and it's the end of the month, and you give them $30. Now, before you even think about spending more money, you got to worry about that other $270 that you owe them. So you work and do whatever, and the end of that month, you got to pay them 10% of what you still owe them, which is $270. So you had to give them $27 at the end of that next month. So, and it's just like a never-ending cycle of paying them, and that's how financial holes they get into and never get out of. But I paid mine off, and I paid it in full. Doesn't matter how much it was, but I paid it all in full, and I have literally no worries. And that consistent reliability is what I want to talk about. You know, I paid off that money, and I've been paying off little and little, but I finally took care of it. And if I was out there in my addiction, I wouldn't have even thought about it. I would have thought about the next drink or something, or the next League of Legends match. When the new skin comes out, I wouldn't have been worried about that $500 I owe that credit card, or $300 I owe that one. Not at all. And the good part about this is if you're consistently reliable with making these payments, these credit companies will trust you with even more money than that $1,000 they lent you or something, to where you can buy a car or a house or a planet, whatever it is. You know, I'm just exaggerating, of course. But that consistent reliability will follow you everywhere. For example, someone asks you to hang out next Thursday. If you're in your addiction, you're out there, you're going to say yes either way, whether you like them or not. Yeah, sure, let's hang out, sounds good. But I can't tell you how many times I was late to something, or I forgot about plans because I was too busy playing League of Legends, or I was out there drinking, you know? And I just became this unreliable, inconsistent, like very obviously selfish person that I wasn't cared about and I wasn't included in anything, and it felt so bad. And to be honest, I didn't feel it because I was so drunk and numb, or I was trying to rank up. But that doesn't matter, you know. The world around me was so small that I didn't do anything. But in recovery, you can do anything, or at least you feel that way. I know that sounds silly, but you feel like you can do almost anything. Like that situation. If you like the person, you'll say, "Here's my schedule, let's go." And then it's up to them to retort. But if you don't like that person, you're not going to feel like you need to appease to them. You know, you're not going to say, "Oh, sure, let's do this," and then it never happens because you know it's a blatant lie. No, remember, we're not lying, we're consistent and reliable. You may say something, and which could be stretching the truth. "Oh, I have housework to do, I got to take care of this," or whatever. Don't make a long list, just say, "Oh, I'm actually pretty busy this week. How about you contact me next week?" And if they contact you, then they are really reaching out to you, and that is just incredible. Someone actually is interested in your company. You know, why put that down? Never, ever, 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 ever close a door that's slightly opened. You know, if it's opened a little bit, peek through, see what's going on. I think Albert Einstein said something like, "If you never fail, you never try something new." You know, and who knows, you'll hang out with that person for that hour, you open the door a little bit, and maybe you become good friends, or he has a project that he needs you on, or you have a project that he needs you on, or he actually plays this game that you play, and vice versa. Or you may not really like the person. You play a lot of video games or play a lot of music, and they're the exact opposite. They're a politician of your state or something, or they want to be, you know. You never know what is going to happen unless you take that little risk. And you will never take risks if you're just unreliable on your word. You know, people will not trust what you say or do. And not only will people respect you, but you'll respect yourself because you will have opened so many doors for yourself. All right. That is all I got for you guys today. It was a lot more than I expected, but it feels so good to just get out there to you guys. I hope it helped out. I know it helped me. If it did or anything, like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff. My email's down below too. If you have any questions or want to talk about something, everything's linked to my phone, so I'll get it right away. Even if I'm at work, I always peek just in case something comes up. I'm Kill C-Man. I'm 112 days sober. See you next time.